If you've ever been confused about how libero tracking actually works, you're not alone. One small mistake can cost your team points, rotations, or even a serve. Before we get started, if you want all my volleyball drills, stat sheets, lineup sheets, rotation sheets, and my other coaching tools in one place, I've got everything linked below. Also go to volleyballtools.com to get free printable libero sheet downloads for club, college, or school ball. In this video, I'm going to break down libero tracking step by step in a super simple way, so beginners, coaches, and even scorekeepers can understand it clearly. So what is libero tracking and how to use the libero tracking sheet? Libero tracking is the process of recording when the libero replaces a player in the back row. Unlike regular substitutions, libero replacements do not count as substitutions, must follow strict rotation rules, and must be tracked correctly to avoid illegal alignments. So who can the libero replace? The libero can only replace back row players. Most commonly, the libero replaces middle blockers. Sometimes a setter or right side hitter if needed. All right, let's go over the key instructions you need to follow when tracking the libero. First, let's go over the setup. Before the set even starts, make sure you've recorded the team names, the libero's jersey number, and the starting lineup in serving order. If you get this part right, everything else becomes much easier to manage. Next, let's focus on the libero entry. Anytime the libero comes into the game, you're going to write an L next to the number of the player they're replacing on the tracking sheet. The first time you will do this is after the down ref checks the lineups and motions the libero to take the court. At that time, you need to pay attention which player the libero will be coming in back row for the beginning of the game. Please note that the libero can sub in for two different players. An example would be for both middles, as they are rotating to the back row. It may look like the two middles are switching on and off the court for each other, while the libero stays. But what's actually happening is that as the libero is rotating to the front row, so the middle she initially subbed out for will sub in to play front row, while at the same time the middle, who was on the court, is now being subbed out with the libero. Think of it as two libero substitutions at once. Now let's focus on when the libero exits. When the libero leaves the court, you write the number of the player going back in next to that L. And remember, it has to be the exact same player the libero originally replaced. If you need someone else to come in for that middle, like a defensive specialist, then you will need to make a player-to-player substitution. Let's talk about serving. If the libero serves, you need to clearly mark that position. Most people circle it or draw a triangle around it, depending on the requirement or age group. Now for regular substitutions. When a normal sub happens, slash the number of the player coming out, and write in the new player's number right next to it. This helps you track how many subs you've used. Some sheets might also have additional numbers in which you can slash to help you keep track of how many substitutions were used. Here are some important rules to keep in mind. Libero replacements are unlimited, but they can only happen during dead balls. Also, a rally has to happen before the libero can come back in for the same player. And don't forget, the libero cannot block, attempt to block, or attack the ball above the height of the net. Finally, let's go over some illegal replacements. Keep an eye out for things like the libero serving in the wrong rotation, or libero serving for two players, or the wrong player replacing the libero, or even players subbing in and out for multiple positions on the court. If you see something off, let the referee know right away so it can be corrected. Think of it this way. The libero tracking sheet is your court map. If it's not written down, it didn't happen. And if you track everything in real time, you'll never lose control of the lineup. Once you understand how to use the libero tracking sheet, you'll feel way more confident running the score table or coaching from the bench. I hope you found this helpful. For a free download of this printable sheet for players or your own use, click on the link below and visit volleyballtools.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you have any questions or want to see more volleyball resources. See you in the next video.